Episode 45, Lost in Translation.
Alright, let's talk about misunderstandings in different regions of the same country. It's a funny thing, isn't it? You'd think we'd all be speaking the same language, but somehow, we manage to misinterpret each other all the time. Take for example the word pop. In some parts of the country, that's what you call a carbonated beverage. But in other parts, it's what you call your dad. Can you imagine the confusion that could cause? Hey, can you pass me a pop? Sure, which one? No, I mean my dad. And don't even get me started on regional accents. I'm from the South, and I've had plenty of experiences where I've had to repeat myself multiple times just to be understood. Once, I was trying to order a biscuit at a fast food restaurant up north, and the cashier just looked at me like I was speaking a different language. You mean a what? A biscuit. Oh, a biscuit. Why didn't you say so? I did say so. I said it 3 times. But it's not just accents and vocabulary that can cause misunderstandings. It's also cultural differences. I once made a joke about sweet tea in front of a group of people from the West Coast, and they all just stared at me like I was crazy. What's so funny about sweet tea? Everything. It's like the nectar of the gods down south. In conclusion, misunderstandings in different regions of the same country can be hilarious, frustrating, and just plain weird. But hey, at least they give us something to laugh about, right? And if all else fails, just remember to smile and nod, even if you have no idea what the other person is saying. It's the universal language of I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm trying to be polite. Thank you, good night. Misunderstandings in different regions of the same country can definitely be hilarious, but also a little frustrating at times. As someone who has traveled quite a bit, I've experienced my fair share of cultural confusion. So let's dive in. One thing I've noticed is that even when people speak the same language, they can still have a hard time understanding each other. For example, in the southern part of the United States, people love to use the phrase bless your heart. Now, to someone not from the South, that might sound like a really kind thing to say. But in reality, it's often used as a passive-aggressive insult. It's like saying, you poor, clueless soul. And then there's the Midwest, where people are so nice that they'll apologize for things that aren't even their fault. I remember one time I was in Minnesota and I accidentally bumped into someone on the street. They turned to me and said, "Oh, sorry about that." And I was like, "Wait, I'm the one who bumped into you. Why are you apologizing?" It's like they're all just trying to out-nice each other. Now, let's talk about the East Coast. In places like New York or Boston, people are known for being really direct and to the point. But sometimes that can lead to misunderstandings, especially if you're not used to that kind of communication style. For example, if someone from New York says, "That's fine," it might sound like they're saying everything is okay. But really, they could be mad as hell and just trying to be polite. And don't even get me started on the West Coast. Californians are a different breed entirely. They're always talking about things like vibes and energy and manifesting your dreams. I once had a conversation with a guy in LA who kept saying, "Namaste" to me, and I had no idea what he meant. I thought it was some kind of new slang or something, but it turns out it just means hello or goodbye in yoga speak. So, in conclusion, misunderstandings can be hilarious, but also a little confusing. I think the key is just to embrace the differences and try to learn from each other. And if all else fails, just smile and nod. Thank you and good night. Yes, misunderstandings in different regions of the same country. It's like we're all speaking the same language, but somehow we're not on the same page. I mean, have you ever tried to order a pop in the South, only to be met with a blank stare and a confused "what's that?" And don't even get me started on the pronunciation differences. Is it pecan or pucan? Crayon or crayon? It's like we're all playing a game of linguistic roulette, hoping we don't accidentally offend someone with our choice of words. But you know what's really funny about these misunderstandings? It's that we often don't even realize we're doing it. I remember once I was visiting some family in the Midwest, and I asked for a soda. They looked at me like I had 3 heads, and then proceeded to hand me a glass of ice cream. Apparently, soda means something different in that part of the country. And it's not just the language differences. I once took a road trip through the Southwest and stopped at a diner for breakfast. I ordered scrambled eggs, and when they arrived, they were bright green. I was about to send them back when the waitress explained that they were made with cactus juice. Who knew? So, the next time you find yourself in a new region of the country, just remember, it's not you, it's them. And if all else fails, just point to the menu and hope for the best. After all, food is the universal language that brings us all together, even if it's a little green and prickly.
And that wraps up another laughter-filled episode of Not So Funny A. If you enjoyed the jokes generated by our AI algorithms, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our comedy-loving community.